Hello, I'm Rebecca Gahan, owner of Kick at 55 Fitness. Let's debunk pregnancy myths. First of all, congrats on your new bundle of joy, or your pending bundle of joy. I have 3 myself, and as you'll hear time and time again, I gained a lot of weight, 50 pounds with the first, 70 with the second, and 70 with the third. So stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you how to stay healthy while you're pregnant and get back in shape. Because I had to learn the hard way. I didn't have somebody like me telling me what to do. So, first pregnancy myth. Can I work out, period, while I'm pregnant? And the answer is yes, assuming that your physician gives you clearance. You have to work out while you're pregnant. It is good for so many reasons. 1, just mental. It's a mental break for you. 2, it increases your endorphins. 3, postpartum, it reduces your overall risk of developing postpartum depression. 4, you will gain less weight. 5, you reduce your risk of gestational diabetes, and so on, and so on, and so on. Your labor and delivery will be shorter. And studies have shown that women who work out while pregnant deliver more intelligent babies. It's true. There's a study. All right, let's talk about the next pregnancy myth. You cannot do high-intensity interval training like kick while you're pregnant. False, 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 false. And here's why. If you did a boot camp type workout or a HIIT workout like kick or kick itself prior to being pregnant, then you absolutely can do this while you're pregnant. And here is why. You should be doing whatever type of exercise you did pre-pregnancy while pregnant. The goal is to not shock your body while pregnant and introduce some new workout. The goal is to modify the workout that you did prior to becoming pregnant. All right, next pregnancy myth. Can I jump? Can I do star jumps? Can I do tuck jumps? Can I do burpees? Woo! The answer is yes and no. Yes, if you do this and you don't feel like your pelvis is going to fall out from beneath you. No, if you start feeling a lot of pelvic pressure. Everyone is different. Everyone carries differently. I always carry a lot in my stomach, so burpees were not for me while I was pregnant, nor were star jumps. But I know women who are doing hurdle jumps throughout their entire pregnancy, even up until week 40. So again, it's all relative to what you did before and how you feel while you're pregnant. All right, next pregnancy myth. I have to lift super light weights now that I'm pregnant. 2, 3, 5 pounds. False. Unless that's what you were doing prior to becoming pregnant. The rule is whatever you were doing prior to becoming pregnant, it should be some sort of ratio along that. So let's say you were lifting 20 pounds prior to becoming pregnant, maybe you take it down to 18, and then as you progress in the pregnancy, you course correct. So maybe at week 12, 15s feel great, but then by week 20, you start to feel like some aches and pains after you work out. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna take those down to 12-pound weights. You just have to listen to your body. All right, next up, while you're pregnant, your heart rate should not exceed 140 beats per minute. Otherwise, you're putting the baby's life in danger. False, 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 false. That's kind of one of those really old wives' tales. Now what we do is we have the talk test. While you're working out, can you hold a conversation? It doesn't mean that you are talking every single second, but can you have a conversation? You're a little breathy, but you're not out of breath. And you're like, oh my God, I can't catch my breath. So if we look at a chart called the perceived rate of exertion, you should not exceed a 7 out of 10 while you are exercising. All right, next up. Are you putting yourself at greater risk for injury because you are exercising while pregnant? And the answer is no. You are putting yourself at a greater risk of injury if you don't exercise while you're pregnant. When you are pregnant, you are still moving. You're still throwing the ball to your toddler. You are still going to the grocery store, going up into that high shelf. You're getting out of your car in the snow. You are painting your new baby's nursery. So these are all uncontrolled environments where you could be at risk for injury. The way to prevent that is by strengthening your body in the gym, online, with kick, so that you can reduce the risk of injury in an uncontrolled environment. Can you lift weights? Next pregnancy myth. Overhead after week 25 while pregnant? Yes and no. So some people lift weights overhead the entire pregnancy and never feel anything different. And some women starting in somewhere in the second trimester, start feeling some aches, some pains, maybe some tweaks. You have to listen to your body. Again, it's all relative to your own body structure and how you're carrying the baby. So if you start to feel those aches and pains, then let's not lift weights above the shoulders. So think bicep curls, hammer curls, upright rows versus military press-ups and snatches. Next pregnancy myth, I can't lie down on my back while I'm pregnant. Yes and no. At some point in your pregnancy, you will not be able to lie flat, and it really just happens for everyone. So you need to listen to your body. Again, and I keep saying listen to your body, but you have to. When you feel like your breathing is being impaired by lying on your back, that's time to stop. It could happen at week 25. It could happen at week 35. And that's all because everything's pressing down on your vena cava, which is thereby impeding your breathing slightly. But your body's going to alert you. You're not just going to all of a sudden stop breathing. So do not worry. Okay, next pregnancy myth. I can't go in plank position while I'm pregnant because that will create a diastasis or a separation of the abdomen. True and false. It depends on how you carry. Okay, so some women, if they're very like stomach centric while they're pregnant, really shouldn't go into plank position if you feel that pulling, because postpartum, it can create a separation. But the way to avoid that is we go into an incline. So get some steppers. I always have steppers in my workouts, or I tell my people to have steppers when they're pregnant. And then that will decrease the amount of pulling here, and we can still then work out the core. Okay, next pregnancy myth. I can't do any core exercises while I'm pregnant. True and false. Yes, you can. You can do core exercises, and you should, okay, because you need those for labor and delivery. What you can't do is cone position. So think of yourself lying on the ground, supine position, and bring your knees into your chest. This creates a cone position that we do not want. There are many, many, many more pregnancy myths, but those are the most important ones that I'd like to adhere to. Follow us along, because we are going to go through all stages of pregnancy and postpartum and make sure that you are in great shape and you know exactly what to do. Because again, I didn't have somebody like me telling me what to do while I was pregnant. So I want to be there for you all along the way during your pregnancy and postpartum. Have a great day.